Bruce Lee, a legend in the martial arts world, is not only known as an actor, but also as a pioneer who changed the way the world views martial arts on the big screen. When we talk about Bruce Lee, we can't ignore his captivating action scenes filled with speed, precision, and power. It wasn't just about physical fights, but also the philosophy he conveyed through the characters he portrayed. Many iconic moments in Bruce Lee's films are still remembered to this day. One of the most famous films that symbolizes Bruce Lee's greatness is Enter the Dragon, released in 1973. In this film, Bruce Lee showcases martial arts techniques that had never been seen before on the big screen. One of the most iconic scenes is the fight between Bruce Lee and a fighter named O'Hara, played by actor Bob Wall. Here, Lee demonstrates his Wing Chun technique combined with incredible speed. His hand and foot movements are so fast that they are almost impossible for the naked eye to catch. When Lee strikes O'Hara, it looks as if the punch breaks the air, creating a loud sound that proves just how powerful his punch is. This is an example of how Lee blended martial arts with cinematic aesthetics. Not only that, but in this film, Bruce Lee also fights multiple enemies at once. Inside a narrow training room, Lee defeats his opponents with speed, agility, and clever strategy. This action scene shows that it's not only about having a strong physique, but also having a sharp mind and a well-thought-out strategy. Bruce Lee's action in this film introduced the world to the concept of the Dragon Fist, which emphasizes agility, efficient movement, and powerful strikes focused on specific points. Before Enter the Dragon, Bruce Lee was already well known through The Big Boss, 1971, and Fist of Fury, 1972. In both of these films, he displayed another side of his fighting abilities. The Big Boss features Bruce Lee as a man who seeks a quiet life but is forced back into a violent world after his brother is killed by a drug syndicate. While the film has a deeper story, it still delivers plenty of impressive martial arts action. The climax comes when Bruce Lee faces off against the main antagonist, showing martial arts techniques that are precise and brutal. In Fist of Fury, Bruce Lee plays a disciple who seeks revenge for the death of his master. This film contains one of the most legendary fight scenes in martial arts film history, when Bruce Lee takes on a group of enemies in their dojo. This scene not only shows fast and deadly martial arts techniques, but also a high fighting spirit. However, Bruce Lee's action was not only about physical strength. Behind every fight, there was a philosophy he communicated. For example, in Way of the Dragon, 1972, which was also directed by Lee himself, he introduced the concept of no technique is perfect. In this film, Bruce Lee battles Chuck Norris in an epic showdown in the Colosseum in Rome. This fight is monumental because it not only displays impressive martial arts skills, but also a deep philosophical meaning about self-mastery and the true art of fighting. In this film, we see how Bruce Lee doesn't just rely on his physical strength, but also his wisdom in reading the opponent's movements. While their fight is impressive with both speed and expertise, it is also laden with philosophical insights. Bruce Lee once said, "Don't fear failure, because failure is a very good teacher." This is clearly reflected in how he overcomes every challenge in his life and in his films. One of the most iconic moments is when Bruce Lee demonstrated his famous one-inch punch. This technique, first introduced by Bruce Lee in The Big Boss, shows his ability to defeat an opponent with just one punch, despite being very close to them. This technique became a symbol of concentration and precision in martial arts. The speed and explosive power of his punch are not just a physical display, but also a lesson in how power can be amplified through focus and relentless training. But even though the action Bruce Lee displayed was stunning, he is also known for pushing the development of modern martial arts techniques and philosophy. He developed a martial arts system known as Jeet Kune Do. This system incorporates elements from various martial arts rather than sticking to one style or technique. Bruce Lee wanted to teach that in a fight, we don't have to be bound by any rules or fixed methods. Everything depends on the needs and situation at hand, with the core principles being efficiency, simplicity, and adaptability. Nothing encapsulates Bruce Lee's action better than his own words. Be like water. If you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. If you put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. If you put water into a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend. This philosophy teaches us that flexibility and the ability to adapt are key in any fight. Howe